Watching film, what were some of your takeaways from Saturday?
Good and bad, just like any scrimmage. Offensively, again, we didn't turn the football over, which that's a positive. But on the flip side, defensively, we must start generating ball disruptions. And we talk about it all the time as it's taking the football away. I thought kind of our style of play, we have to become a much more physical football team. I think some of that is we still have some youngsters still learning. But just the overall physicality, the fundamentals, the fine details. But I do see us making progress. I thought today we took some strides in moving forward. We had a competition day where it was basically a winner-loser day, no gray area, and winner take all. And it was very spirited, and every drill, every rep was scored.
You guys have had a lot of injuries. Anything new coming out of Saturday with the scrimmage?
No, not really. Most of the injuries were postseason injuries. We've had, knock on wood, very few this spring. But not really. I'm trying to think. Just bumps, bruises here or there. We've had some illness going around. So we've had some individuals. Justin Martin didn't practice on Saturday. He had some illness. He still wasn't out here today. He has the flu. So some bumps and bruises that way.
But do you have an update on Austin Smith? And
yeah, that's the other one.
Sanders.
Austin Smith came out. He'll be lost for the rest of the spring. So we'll get him back in June. And Austin Sanders was a sprained ankle. And we anticipate him being back hopefully by Thursday.
If I could ask, what's Austin's injury? Generally, Austin Smith's injury. I'm sorry.
Shoulder.
There's two Austins. Okay.
Yeah.
But you mentioned doing a lot of competition, a lot of contact today. Did you feel like your team needed that with kind of 2 weeks to go?
Absolutely. We have 5 opportunities left, and we have to get the most out of these opportunities. And it's all about composure too, composure in competitive situations. And we're searching for those 25 points, which we talk about. But it's making clutch plays and being clutch players. It's like I spoke to the team about that young man that hit the shot last night. One shot changed his life. He'll live forever. He's a legend now. And it's having that composure in those critical moments. And the only way you can really manufacture that is to be in a competitive situation.
So would you give
about being more physical? How much is that on the offensive line, and how hard is that to get those guys there when you're dealing with scholarship numbers on the defensive line?
It's a challenge, but it's across the board. And a lot of times it's just fundamentals. It's your body positions. It's the use of your hands and the use of your feet, and being in the proper body position, exploding out of your stance, the fundamentals, the small details, the fine details that lead to that physicality. And it's not a matter of want, it's a matter of fundamentals and putting your body in the proper position to be able to have a physical thud or a physical tackle.
For us,
it seems like an inordinate number of shoulder injuries. Are you concerned by that? Have you been able to pinpoint anything?
Yeah, we're looking at that. We've looked around the country, and really every school we've talked to is having the same issues. And a lot of times I think it stems from early on, and it's the change of football. It's more of a lateral game. It's a sideline to sideline game with spread offenses, so you have to cover more territory, and a lot of times it gets back to the body position of reaching and lunging and not putting your feet in the proper position. So just like every year we research the trends in all of college football and even high school football, and obviously that's a trend that everyone is suffering from those injuries. But also we've really revamped our strength and conditioning program too, to make sure we're doing as much injury prevention with those certain type of muscle groups that we can as well.
How much is Khalil blending his power with improved technique?
It's work in progress. I think for Khalil it's just the physical stamina, is being able to play, not just being a first or second down player, but being an every down player and being able to get in a cold stance on third down and come off and win your one-on-one matchup. So he's continuing to get better, but that's what we're challenging him in, is being able to play through the down and playing consistency. And again, a lot of it is just football stamina.
how much of a setback is it for Austin, considering he was making a position change, moving over to end?
Anytime you miss spring football, so he's got to do a great job of the mental game, getting in and spending some time with the older players, doing a lot of video study. But it's something that it's unfortunate, but he has to make the most of it, and I really believe you can still get better when it comes to those things if you do the proper film study, you're taking the proper mental reps.
When you guys have those competition things with players, offense versus defense, it seems to be pretty even With that, is that what a coach best wants, to have that balance between offense and defense?
We do, because it makes for the final plays and winning on the final plays. And today's practice went down the third down drill, and that's what you want. Now we'll go back and we'll revisit who were the clutch players, what were the clutch plays, and them understanding that every rep counts, every rep is for a point, even in the middle of practice. And sometimes a football game can come down to 4 to 6 plays that make the difference in winning and losing. You don't know when those 4 to 6 plays. Everyone remembers the fourth quarter, everyone remembers the final possession, but it may be a play that happened in the first possession of the game that is one of those critical plays that lends itself to winning and losing a game.
Understanding those competitive elements, is that maybe where, even though these guys are benefiting from the reps that they're getting as younger players, is that maybe where this spring you do miss the on-the-field presence of some of those older guys?
Anytime you have a veteran group, it does, because they understand more situational football. They understand their pre-snap checklist. Every position group has a pre-snap checklist, from back alignment to down and distance to the stance of their opponent, all those things. And you have to come off and you have to execute your assignment. And obviously you have to play physical, and you have to play with speed and leverage and all those things that go into it. So when you have individuals that have done it, obviously that helps. But on the flip side also, like I told our football team, every practice you're putting your football identity on video. And right now we're proving who we can win with in the fall. And so everyone is having that ample opportunity to really put their identity on video. And then as coaches, we'll go back and we'll view who we can win with. And then also it gives them great momentum in going into the summer of all the deficiencies that they need to work on over the course of the summer.
In evaluating that video, what have you seen in the improvements of Quentin Dormady?
I think just overall management of the offense. We always talk about a line of scrimmage command, a command presence, confidence, being able to make all the throws, whether it's the Q routes, where you have to pull your drop off, pre-snap read, getting us in the right plays, taking care of the football, and just managing the entire game. That's why the situational football, there's so many things that come up when you just play football that you try to manufacture in practice. But we had some clock situations that arose Saturday that you can't manufacture. Those are certain penalties, and when does the ready for start occur, whether it's on the snap of the ball and the officials command ready for play. There's so much that goes into it, so there's a lot of teaching opportunities.
Butch Jones has worked a number of different positions for you. Is he that utility guy, or would you like to see him able to settle in at one point, or is that not capable because of all the injuries?
Guard is his natural position, but also last year he rep tackle, and for him being able to gain the valuable tackle reps, and that's what spring is for, is we're trying to find our best 5 to put on the football field. Now obviously not having Chance and not having Jay Sean, but it's another opportunity for these other individuals, but also being able to get them reps in case of some emergency situations that can occur throughout the course of the season. And you look at it the last couple years, thank goodness that we've been able to do that, because we've had to have some individuals step up and play different positions.
Ask more, guys.
Butch, you talked about needing more ball disruptions. How do you work on that, and how do you increase those?
Point of emphasis like we do with the maximum 1 periods in practice, but getting population to the football, swarming to the football, getting 11 hats, them working the fundamentals and the details. Also creating turnovers and creating ball disruptions is a direct correlation to your level of physicality as well.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.